Well, por primero palabras en la lengua antigua de Irlanda, so fifty others are impressions on what run here in Derbyshire and Kate Court is about the Colombian run here. Presidente, ha sido un privilegio y un placer poder responder a la invitación del Presidente Santos para visitar Colombia. Y quiero expresar mi sincero agradecimiento al Presidente por la muy amable hospitalidad que me ha mostrado a mí y a los que han viajado conmigo. It has been such a great privilege to be able to receive your invitation and to have been able to accept it. And I do want to thank you for the warmth of the reception that we have received from you and from all of those whom we met. It's an extraordinary time, as we had in our conversation been discussing 7 years ago when I came to Colombia, visited, for example, areas like Buenaventura and Cali, Les Bogota. It was a much more difficult time, and it's a great pleasure to be returning at a time when we are in the stages of implementing a peace process. A peace process which reflects great credit on yourself, which has been recognized internationally already, and rightly so, but also it is an achievement in which all Colombians can share. I'm very grateful to President Santos for his sharing with me of the progress that is being made in the implementation process. An implementation process that has very clear phases of what was to be achieved in the first 100 days, then in the next 6 months, then in over the 15-year period. I commended him, as I did yesterday when I was speaking at the university, on the new things that we have learned in terms of the peace processes all over the world, from the innovations that were made in the peace process at the meetings in Havana. Of course, there was, for example, the inclusion of the voice of victims. There was also, in addition to that, the management of the breaks that would enable people where difficulties had emerged to be resolved, and also the choice of spaces where people would be able to let go of previous positions and encourage and develop new ones. I wanted to say as well that we were honoured in Ireland. I think I appreciated President Santos when you make reference to, as you had again this afternoon, to what you have done in the Irish case. It was a great privilege for Ireland to be in any way helpful in assisting a journey that was an enormous one. The size of the mountain, as I had said to you earlier, that had to be climbed. 50 years of incredible devastation for the people of Colombia, which we hope is beginning to end. And I think that what you've achieved so far is remarkable, but I think the loss of life that I recall in those years ago, and also so many so many million people, so many hundreds of thousands people, 220,000, 240,000 people killed, those displaced, those injured or mutilated, all of this, and I think those suffering from mines, all of this was a huge backdrop. And then again, in a way to be able to address these issues of violence is one that you have undertaken with commitment. And I want to say that in the course of the progress that you're making with your report is deeply impressive. I want to say that Ireland, as you have recognised, was happy to be involved. Over the last 10 years, I think in the 10-year period, the expenditure of Ireland in relation to Colombia is about 12 million. I think the 2 million, which will be very much directed at the implementation process and also at issues of rural development, will be very important. I've been asked by the Irish government to say that we were pleased to be involved in the peace process, and we will be remaining with the peace process through the Trust Fund of the European Union and in our bilateral relationships. I'm also very pleased that we were able to discuss or launched in many other ways in the economic area, the social area, the cultural area, and also in the interinstitutional area where we have great opportunities, and I very much look forward to that. I hope, repeat again, my invitation to you and your ministers to visit Ireland so that we can in fact turn all of these aspirations into practical achievements. We in Ireland are very happy that through the representation of the European Union, a former colleague of mine, a former member, Vice Tánaiste, Deputy Prime Minister of Ireland, Amy Gilmore, was able to participate in the peace process. I know from my conversations with him, both that discussions that you've had and that he has had with many other members of Colombian society, both here in Havana, I think deeply impressed him. I think as well as I come to the end to say that this visit here as well, I was very, very happy to have had the opportunity yesterday of meeting more than 10 organisations representing the civil society, that people who represented remote areas that have taken some of the greatest part in relation to victims, but also ones that continue to be concerned and to again and again ask me, as we have discussed already, to address the issue of non-recurrence, that there be no more of this violence. I expressed to President Santos as well their message to me that in some circumstances there had been an increase in atrocities as people sought to disrupt the peace process. I think that the Colombian government is very, very aware of that. I think as well, I was very happy this morning to meet representatives from one of the more remote areas on behalf of the indigenous people. There is a great task underfoot. There is a great achievement has been made. And this journey, if you like, from the darkness of that was there, of a violence of such a scale, towards the light that is possible now with the implementation of the peace process. It deserves the support of Ireland, it deserves the support of the world. And I think if we get on then with the practical tasks of rural development, which we'll be very anxious to cooperate, I'm very pleased that we were able to sign the Memorandum of Understanding between University College Cork and other relevant institutions. May there be many more, and may many Irish people come and encounter the very beautiful country that Colombia is, and also many Colombians come to Ireland and use it as a bridge, perhaps as a passage to Europe. I think that, may I thank the President again, may I thank the people of Colombia for their warm welcome. They've been the leader caliente, as it is always. And I think that it is a great privilege to be the person implementing the first visit by a serving President of Ireland, and to give me the opportunity, as I do now, to convey to all Colombians Ireland's encouragement, our admiration for what you've achieved, and our encouragement on the your journey towards peace and reconciliation. And I want to thank you for allowing us a little space in that journey that we've been very happy and proud to occupy, to make our contribution. So may you have further successes, and may others share in Colombia's journey from conflict to peace, as I had said, from darkness to light. And may I thank you, President, for this very, very fine opportunity you have provided through your invitation of me to meet yourself and to exchange these views about the future that is there to be created, and on which we are all intent that we will not allow events of the past to rob us of either our present opportunities or the future great gains that can be made for our peoples. This is something we share, both in Ireland and Colombia. Muchas gracias, Presidente. Muchas gracias a su tiempo.